Okay, and today's lesson is on inverse functions. If we look up here, if f of x is 2x minus 1, that means if I go back to function machines, I take my value of x, double it, subtract 1, and I get my output f of x. Okay. So if I'm doing inverse functions, the way we write an inverse function is we're going to work backwards. The way we show this is by writing the inverse function as f to the minus 1 of x. Now, if we were to work backwards, work this way, the last thing we did was take away 1. So we're going to add 1. The first thing we did was times by 2. So we're going to divide by 2. So in order to find the inverse function, we take the x, we add 1, and we divide the whole thing by 2. And there's my inverse function. So if f of x is 2x minus 1, the inverse function is take x, add 1, divide your answer by 2. Okay, what I want you to do here is, can you find the inverse function of the f of x is equal to 3x minus 2? Press the pause button. Okay, 3, 2, 1. We got the little clue above you there. If I took x, times it by 3, took away 2 and got my answer, what I've got to do is go in this way. I've got to take x, add 2, and then divide the whole thing by 3. If I look at my second one, if f of x is 3 times x minus 2 in brackets, this means going to the right, I take x, subtract 2, times my answer by 3. The inverse operation coming in from the left means I take x, divide that by 3, and then add 2 to my answer. So I should have got x divided by 3 plus 2. Okay, can you have a go for these two? Press pause and try. If f of x is x divided by 5 plus 3, or if f of x is x plus 3 divided by 5. 3, 2, 1. I'm hoping that's what you've got. Here, I take x, divide it by 5, and add 3. Add 3 was the last thing we did, so we need to do the opposite. We take x, subtract 3, and then multiply the whole thing by 5. Remember your brackets, they are important. Here, x plus 3 divided by 5. I take x, I add 3, I divide my answer by 5. Going back this way, I take x, multiply by 5, and then subtract 3 from that answer. Now, a little bit more complicated. If I go up here, if g of x is 3x squared minus 4, what would the inverse function be? Well, you can see I've done the function going that way. Can you press pause and see if you can get the inverse function? 3, 2, 1. Okay, if I work backwards, I must take x, add 4, divide that answer by 3, and then square root the whole thing. So I should have root x plus 4 divided by 3 in that form. Okay, last one. Can you look at question 4? If f of x is equal to the square root of 2x plus 1 divided by 3, can you find the inverse function? Press pause and have a go. 3, 2, 1. I'm hoping that this time, going backwards, we take our x, we times by 3, we square the whole thing, we take 1 from the answer, and then divide the whole thing by 2. Okay, if you're okay with that, please head to the worksheet and attempt questions 13 to 17 and the apply questions today. Thank you.